12 Australian slang words you should know. Trying to think if there's any Australian slang words that I do know. Mate? Maybe? I can't think of any. Nope, nothing's really coming to me. Okay, I'm gonna need to know these from when I come visit Australia. I will say, I absolutely love the Australian language. I mean, it's English, so of course I like it, I can understand it. But the way you guys say things, the way you pronunciate words, it's just gotta be, it's up there with like the British. It may be my favorite above a British accent. So this one's coming from Aussie English channel. I'm actually going to subscribe to this just so I can keep up to date on what's going on with Aussie English. And yeah, smash the like button. Let's dive in. By the way, if it's your first time here, my name is Jacob. By the way, yes, I'm American. I live in Nashville, Tennessee, and just absolutely fascinated with the world, Australia, and everything we got going on this planet.
Went to the Servo and Bottle the Servo on the way to a mate's Barbie. But I was attacked by Mozzies as I was just wearing my bathers. It was...
Oh, he's doing another one. Hold on. I went to the Servo, the server, and Bottle. Okay, this is complicated.
Barbie. But I was attacked by Mozzies as I was just wearing my bathers. It was so chockers there because one of the workers had pulled a sickie and decided to bugger off for the day. So I was like,
Kinda got that.
Tar, but no thanks. I couldn't be stuffed waiting around to get served. So I too decided to bugger off. What? What the f?
All right.
G'day you mob, what's going on? Welcome to this episode of Aussie English. Today is going to be a great episode where I teach you 12 different Aussie slang terms that are used in everyday English. Before we get started, I'm going to include a quiz in the description below that you can do after you finish this episode to test your skills if you have learnt the meaning of all these words, okay? So go and do that and let me know in a comment below how you went. Did you get 12?
Should we do it live? Well, not live. I'm not live, but should I record my my quiz answers?
Out of 12. And stay to the end of today's episode because I'm going to teach you a nice little Australian slang swear word that you definitely need to know. All right, so let's get into it.
Arvo.
Number 1, Arvo. Arvo. Arvo means afternoon. And we use this all the time in Australian English. You know, will you be coming over in the Arvo? Oh, Pete's coming over tomorrow, Arvo. I'm going to the beach in the Arvo. And there's a top tip.
I like it. I like how it's condensed down. It's really that's a good one. That's a really good one that I mean, I would like to use it, but nobody would know what I'm saying.
Oh, Pete's coming over tomorrow, Arvo. I'm going to the beach in the Arvo. And there's a top tip. You'll often hear Servo, and it often's paired with the word the, although actually this is a sort of contraction of this Arvo. So this Arvo, as in this afternoon, will get contracted to just the Servo. So it sounds like you're saying the Servo. For example, you might say, are you coming around this Arvo? And you'll contract that down to, are you coming around the Servo? The Servo. Is Pete coming around the Servo? Yeah, he's probably going to come around the Servo. The Servo. So Arvo meaning afternoon.
Oh, this is like such a culture shock for me hearing it like this. This is crazy.
Is so common. You'll hear this everywhere in Australia.
Servo. This
Number
is
2. Servo. Servo. Servo is the equivalent of what Americans would call a gas station. We would call this a petrol station or a service station, right? Where you get service, I guess, for your car. So anyway, we've contracted this down to just servo instead of service station. So this is where you go to get petrol, to put it in your car, to fill your car up, to go on a road trip.
And petrol, too. He could have just included petrol as one of the words. I know pretty much everyone on the planet uses petrol, and we use gas, but yeah, and not like gasoline, but yeah.
The servo. So for example, people fill their cars up with petrol at the servo. They might also go inside the servo after they filled up with fuel to get some food and drink. I'm going to pop down to the servo, the Servo. Is that all good?
If you said that to like a normal American, they would think you're speaking gibberish. It's so crazy. Like just a couple of words being changed can literally make it unintelligible for a certain other English speaker. So wild.
Number 3, Bottle-o. Bottle-o. I wonder if you've heard this one before. Bottle-o is Aussie slang for a bottle shop. a place that you can
I
go
don't
to
know what a
buy
bottle shop is.
alcoholic drinks, alcoholic beverages.
So a liquor store. Oh, this is fun.
Local bottle-o sells great wine and whiskey. My mate Barry works at the bottle-o, and he's going to be down there, the Servo, after he also finishes work at the Servo. Did you want to come with me to the bottle-o, the Servo? Number 4, Mozzy. Mozzy. I wonder if you know what this is.
A mosquito.
A Mozzy is a mosquito. A mosquito. These are incredibly annoying in Australia. They are usually out and about in huge numbers during summer, especially after rain. That's when they breed up, and they usually ruin people's barbecues, right?
We get them really bad here because here in Tennessee, at least, it's very wet here. I mean, we get a ton of rain in Tennessee, more than most countries do, just in our state. So yeah, the mosquito infestation is absolutely crazy, and wasps, they're everywhere.
Mozzies always ruin summer parties.
Mozzies.
I hate when I get bitten by a mozzie. There's a bunch of mozzies at the Servo. Number 5, and this is a 2 for 1. I'm going to give you 2 here because both of these slang terms are used all around Australia, but people often just use one of them. So you may hear either or. Bathers or togs. Bathers or togs. This is Aussie slang for a swimsuit or swim costume. But to be honest, both of those words are so weird. You know, no one would ever say swimsuit. No one would ever say swimming costume. You would say bathers.
Swimming costume? I've never heard that one before. Yeah, we just call it swimsuits, bathing suits. Even though you're not taking a bath, we will call them bathing suits. I like, what was it?
No one would ever say swimming costume. You would say bathers. Or togs,
bathers,
or maybe even cosy.
I actually
That's
like
another one for
bathers.
Costume. I got to the beach, the Servo, and I realized I'd forgotten my bathers. Or I can't believe he's still in his togs. It's like 12 a.m. Some guy's wearing his bathers in the bottle-o.
Oh man.
Number 6, chock-a-block or chockers. Chock-a-block or chockers. So this is when somewhere or something is very crowded. There are a lot of people or there are a lot of things. It's really full. This was originally chock-a-block, usually chock-a...
Hold on, everybody. My son needs his charger and he will not stop knocking on my door. What? Oh, kids.
This is when somewhere or something is very crowded. There are a lot of people or there are a lot of things. It's really full. This was originally chock-a-block, usually chock-a-block full of something. Maybe your fridge is chock-a-block full of Tim Tams, you know, or the bottle-o is chock-a-block full of guys in their bathers buying beer. But we can contract this down to just chockers. Chockers. So there's Australians making a slang term from a slang term. How good is that? I went to the Servo, and there were loads of people trying to get petrol. It was just chockers. It was chockers. I went to my mate's barbecue and he chucked all the meat on the barbecue at once. It was just chockers full of meat. You're probably wondering why I haven't said the Australian slang term for barbecue. That's because number 7...
I knew that one.
Barbie. This can be the doll that small children, often girls, play with, a Barbie doll. But more commonly, at least for me, I'm going to use this word to refer to a barbecue. A barbecue.
Let's put another shrimp on the Barbie.
This is either the machine on which you are cooking meat, device, machine. It's a barbecue, right? There's coals or gas that you're using to cook food. You usually do this outside where you might get attacked by mozzies in summer after you've gotten home from the beach and you're in your bathers. But a barbie can also be the event of gathering together to cook food on a barbecue, right? So people come over to your Barbie to see you cook food on a Barbie so that they can eat it, right? It can be the event and it can be the actual device that you cook the food on. For example, when I got to my mate's place, he was having a Barbie. When my friends came over on the weekend, I was cooking on the Barbie. Oh no, the Barbie was great. But
I'll be completely honest. We actually use Barbie quite a bit. We do use it when we're like, not all the time we'll say barbecue, but people will say Barbie. I'm trying to think. Yeah, we have like Sunday dinner every week, and I'm pretty sure we use Barbie pretty frequently.
Weekend, I was cooking on the Barbie. Oh no, the Barbie was great, but everyone ran out of beers. Barbie. Number 8, Eskie. Eskie.
Eskie.
If you go to a Barbie, you're going to probably see an Eskie. An Eskie is a cooler, an insulated food and drink container, often filled with ice, usually also filled with beers, maybe, some soft drink. You go to a Barbie and you see that your mate has an Eskie, you open it up, it's full of beers. It's chock-a-block full of beers. My mate's Eskie is full of drinks. I might also go to the footy and take my Eskie to the footy with my food and drinks inside the Eskie. And I think this is a contraction of the word Eskimo. I don't know.
Did we cover footy yet? I don't think we covered footy, right? Oh, the footy. Oh my God. Footy, the game, right? Yeah. Okay.
This was a brand of Eskies. I don't know how it ended up becoming that. That's my assumption. Eskie.
Eskie, ice cooler, Eskie. I see where it came from.
But 9. Number 9 is the phrase can't be stuffed. Can't be stuffed. If you can't be stuffed doing something, it's that you can't be bothered doing something. It's almost like you're too lazy, you're too tired. Can't be bothered doing it. Can't be stuffed. I just can't be stuffed, mate. He couldn't be stuffed.
Sounds so dirty.
Going out this weekend to his mate's Barbie. My car has no petrol in it, but I can't be stuffed going to the Servo. I'd love to buy a few beers, but I can't be stuffed going to the Bottle-O. Can't be stuffed. This is a very common and great Aussie expression that you should definitely learn and use.
I hear it I heard it last night with my wife. I'm totally kidding.
Number 10, to pull a sickie. To pull a sickie. A sickie here is a sick day off
Pretty self-explanatory.
Work. So when you're sick and you don't go to work, you're having a sick day. But usually when we say to pull a sickie, this is an expression that suggests the person is pretending to be
not sick
in order to avoid going to work. They're pulling a sickie. And you may also hear this when people are referring to wagging school, right? The students don't want to go to school, so they pretend to be sick and they pull a sickie. Pete didn't come into work today.
Okay.
He pulled a sickie. He was pretending to be sick. The kid didn't go to school because he pulled a sickie because he wanted to go to the Bottle-O and harass someone older to buy him beer, right? To pull a sickie. To pull a sickie.
Okay.
Number 11, is crazy. And the last one before we get into the interesting Australian swear/slang word. Okay, number 11 is tar. Tar. Tar is just short for thanks. Don't ask me where it comes from, but you will hear this all the time in Australia. Tar. Imagine that you go to the shops and you've just bought some bathers, or maybe you've bought some food to chuck on your Barbie, and the person behind the till, the register with the money in it, gives you your change.
Like I keep throwing more in.
You might just say, oh, tar, right? Thanks. If I go to the shops and someone opens a door for me and then I get to walk through, I might say to them, oh, tar. Thanks, mate. Tar. And lastly, if, I forgot something at my dad's house, maybe it's an Eskie. I left the Eskie at my dad's house when he was having a Barbie. He decides to drive over to my house and drop the Eskie over. I might see him and say, oh, tar, Dad. Thanks. Tar. Tar. So this is a nice little informal way of saying thank you.
Kind of like, do you say "ta mate"? Does that work? I say it's so American too. "Ta mate."
Ta.
Okay, I think I was a little confused.
All right,
on
so
Chock-a-Block.
as I promised, number 12 is an awesome, very common Australian slang word, bugger. Bugger. Bugger is a rude slang term in Australia, and it has very many different uses, okay? It's often used as a politer version of the F word. The average Australian probably wouldn't even consider bugger to be rude, to be honest. Aussies, make sure that you comment below and let me know. Is bugger rude? What do you reckon? What's your 2 cents? Let me know. Do you use the word bugger yourself, and do you consider bugger to be rude? So just like the F-bomb, right? F-U-C-K. The word bugger is incredibly versatile in its usage in Australian English, and it can be used as either a noun, a verb, or an exclamation. We'll go through...
Okay, so just replace fun F word with bugger. Bugga. Bugger or bugga? I think he's saying bugga, right?
For each of these, but just to give you a bit of context, originally the word bugger referred as a noun to a man who penetrates the anus of another person during sex, or as a verb, the act of doing that. So, for example, the bugger buggered someone. However, Australians would never use bugger to mean this, and I would expect that most Australians probably don't even know that's where the word originally comes from.
That's crazy.
There's a bit of interesting history for you. And again, Aussies, let me know in the comments if I got that wrong. Did you know that's what it meant? So let's go through first how bugger is used as a noun in informal Australian English every day. So it can be used as a term of abuse, usually for men. You know, who's that stupid bugger? What's that bugger doing? What's that stupid bugger doing? It can also, ironically, be used as a term of affection, right? When you're being really friendly with someone. So if my son was playing outside and he suddenly fell over, I might say, what did you do, you silly bugger? You know, you poor bugger.
Okay.
The poor bugger hurt himself. The poor little bugger. And then lastly, it can be an annoyingly awkward thing. Man, this packet of cigarettes is a real bugger to open. I can't open the door. It's being such a bugger. Now let's go through how the word bugger can be used as a verb. So we can say to bugger, meaning to cause harm or damage to something. If I fall over whilst I'm running, I might injure my leg. I've buggered my leg. Oh man, I can't come to work. I'm going to pull a sickie because I buggered my leg. I've buggered my leg. We can also use this as a phrasal verb to bugger something up, right? To completely ruin something. I buggered up my leg whilst I was running. I was writing an essay for school, but I buggered it up. I completely ruined it. I stuffed it up.
Yeah, that would
I
be
screwed it
fuck
up.
right
I
there.
buggered it up. We can also use bugger in a phrasal verb, bugger off, which means go away. So if someone comes and annoys you whilst you're doing something, you might say, oh, bugger off. You know, go away, get out of here. If someone's making fun of you, you might just say to them, oh, bugger off, mate. You may even use this to mean that you are leaving somewhere. Oh, it's 7 o'clock, mate. The Barbie's been great, but I've got to bugger off. I've got to leave. I've got to run off. I've got to head off. I've got to bugger off. Lastly, bugger can be used as an exclamation in pretty much the same way the F word, the F-bomb can be used. However, as I mentioned earlier, saying bugger out loud is usually the politer, less rude version. Imagine that you have stubbed your toe against a table. You can use bugger to express anger or annoyance.
Oh, bugger.
So I hit my toe, and I might say, oh, bugger, bugger, ow, you know, instead of using the F-bomb. Secondly, you can use it for shock and surprise. And you may have seen this in that famous New Zealander.
Do you guys use the F-bomb that often, though? I don't know. I don't think I've ever heard an Australian use an F word. Maybe. I honestly haven't heard many of them speak. This is probably the 8th Australian that I've heard speak in my life. Totally kidding. Definitely more than that. Like double, like 16 of them. But
Ad for Hilux, where they pretty much use this word all the time to show shock and surprise.
Bugger. Ooh, bugger me.
what is this?
Bugger.
Drunk monkey?
Oh, bugger me. So if you won the lotto, you know, imagine that you just won $1,000 using a scratchy or at the races when gambling. You might be like, oh, bugger, I just won $1,000. And you can even use this as a verb. Bugger me, I just won $1,000. So there you go, guys. That is it for today. Don't forget, if you want to test your knowledge, if you want to complete the quiz, go down into the description and follow the link. And let me know in a comment below, did you get 12 out of 12? And also, let me know if you've heard these before.
All right, let's take a look. Let me see here. I think I got it. The only one that I didn't quite get, I was using type form. All right, here we go. First up, enter your name. You fill your car up with petrol at the Servo. I'm going to the Bottle-O to buy some beers. I've invited my mates over this Arvo. The Aussie slang term for barbecue is a Barbie. Mosquitoes are also known as Mozzies. It's not a swimming costume, it's your bathers. A place that is incredibly crowded is, I think this is the one that, oh, shoot, did he cover this one? It's got to be Chockers. Is it Chockers? If you can't be stuffed doing something, you can't be bothered doing it. If you can't be, it's got to be stuffed. If you pretend to be sick so you don't have to go to work or school, you've pulled a sickie. The great Australian slang term for thanks is ta. And if you stub your toe, something you might shout out loud is bugger. What do you put your drinks on to cool them down? An eskie. Oh, you're going to make me put on my email? Oh, gosh. I got 11 out of 12. What did I get wrong? It's got to be, let me see here. All right, guys, I think it's going to take a minute for the email to come through to let me know which one I got wrong, but you already know because you watched me take the test. With that, I'm going to go ahead and end it there. Appreciate the recommendation, you guys. That's really helpful, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.